Hey there, welcome to the Undo section of the Jishu Keiko program. And this section, this module, is all about the tools that I use in training, in my own personal training, in my own personal fitness routine, as well as students here in my dojo. They use them. Now, one of the things I want to talk about first is about, well, pretty much about the dojo. The way I run my school is once you become a student here, not once you become a student after about 3 months, I give you a key to the dojo, and all of my students have a key, and they can come in and they can train and they can use my dojo whenever they want. There's been times I've gone by at 2 o'clock in the morning and there'll be someone in here training. It's a pretty cool thing. It makes me feel good as an instructor that people are motivated to come in here, considering sometimes it's freezing cold in here and other times it's boiling hot. There's always someone here in the dojo, whether if they come in with someone else, a training partner, or what have you, there's always someone here. That said, I want to make sure that with a program like that, not just for myself, but also for my students who come here, that I have the necessary training tools, as well as the correct routines for them to use these training tools to help better their own performance and their skill level in their martial arts. So, what I'd like to do is share with you the tools that I use here in my dojo to help get better, get stronger. But I want to qualify this in saying that there's so many different things out there, whether it's kettlebells or weights or resistance bands, on and on and on. There's so many. So this is really going to come down to your own personal preference, your own personal experience, and your own goals and what it is that you want to get. These are the tools that I found best suit the martial art that I study, and for myself as well as for my students. Now, can I expand on this? I certainly can. Can I become more technical than what we have here? Absolutely. But really, this is about it. This is the core. These are the highest value tools that I've found for my own personal training. And what I'm going to do in this module is each tool I'm going to introduce you to, and then from there what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you 5 exercises for each individual one. So what I'd like to do right now is I'm just going to introduce you to each one of these and the place that they have in our training, and then further down in this module you'll be able to go through some lessons. So first I want to start off with medicine balls. I use a 10-pound medicine ball, your regular standard medicine ball. This is great for throwing, it's great for abdominal work, it's also great for partner drills, working back and forth with our training partners. So we're going to be seeing some stuff with this. But again, this program is all about self-training and you making the best use of your own personal time for training without having a training partner. How can you become better? So we're going to be doing exercises strictly by ourselves with these. And you're going to see me using the medicine ball in different modules, especially this one. This one's one of my favorite, an 8-pound handheld medicine ball. You can pretty much get these at any large sports store. You can order them online too. But this one right here, it's made by a company called Cathay. I'm not too sure how they pronounce it, but that's it. And this one, it's got sand inside of it and it allows you to grip. So this is great for throwing up and catching and exercises like that. A lot of exercises with that great little tool. Basic dumbbells. I like your basic steel dumbbells just like this. I use a 25-pound dumbbell and a 10-pound dumbbell. So there's a lot of arm exercises, core exercises that we do with those, and different types of push-ups that I'll use the 10-pound dumbbells with. Then from here, I have some training tools that are inspired from the Okinawan Karate-Do schools, and I've chosen to make a 14-pound and a 10-pound ishi. Now, these are great tools to help condition the forearms, the pecs, the back, strengthen the legs, all around body workouts with these. I have 14-pound and a 10-pound, like I said. The 10-pounders I double up on. And then over here, because my martial art, we have a lot of emphasis on pole arm, the naginata, the spear, as well as the bow staff and different lengths of staff. This is a wonderful weapon variation of the ishi that allows me to work in leverage, so I have a lot of distance with this 10-pound weight at the end. So we're going to be going through a number of exercises with this tool. Then over here I have Makiwara. Now I have a 12-pound and I have an 18 pound, and these are exercise. This is a training tool. Again, Okinawan inspired tool, but of course you're going to see it in all sorts of cultures, I'm sure. But a whole lot of different exercises with this. It's basically a dowel with a rope attached to a stone weight at the bottom. So pretty primitive tools here, right? But I've found that these two just work phenomenally for this art. Since we are heavily influenced with sword, and there's an enormous amount of sword in our martial art, I use this custom Suburito. This is a 9-pound wooden sword with a large handle to help with the tsukashime, with the gripping of the sword, help with my forearm strength, my precision, my movements, a lot of core exercises. You can find good Suburito in different kendo stores online. They're pretty common. I like one, for me, a 9-pound works the best. For you it might be less, possibly it could be more. You don't want to go too heavy though, because then you start compromising your technique and your correct body movement for the weight of the weapon. Now you have to remember, like any weight, once these things get moving, then they get heavier, especially when you're moving in radius. So as this moves in a circle, you have a centrifugal force that extends out to the end of the weapon, especially with the longer weapons, and as they move, they become heavier. It's called rotational weights. The same principle, you hear me talk about it quite often. With a bicycle, the faster a bicycle goes, the heavier it gets. So you have to keep that in consideration. Even though if you pick up a Suburito and you're like, oh yeah, I want a 15-pound one. Well, that may not make too much sense when you start getting into exercises, and you might begin tucking your arms in more and compromising correct movement, like I just said, to keep control of the weight of the weapon. So it's really not about how much weight you're using, it's about what works best for your own body and your own goals. And over here, this is a pretty unique tool. This is a diamond wood bow. So this is a very heavy bow. I basically use this just for keyhone, or just for basics on my own. So right here we have about a 6-pound bow. It's quite heavy. And doing bow footy, or spinning the weapon, as well as going through my basic strikes, doing 20 repetitions of each strike, it's a pretty serious workout. And then once I pick up a regular hickory bow, that thing's moving in my hands quite pretty fast once I get going. And then finally, the last tool that I use here in the dojo for conditioning is our Makiwara. This is a custom wall that I designed and had built. I have 5 wraps of omote tatami on here, on each pole. And in another video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how I made this, so you can make your own. Different than the karate styles, I use a full circle, almost like a log here, because I'm going to be striking from different angles, leaping away and jumping in. So I like to have, or at least what I've found works best for the martial art that I study, is to have the Makiwara set off or set away from the wall, so that I can leap and I can hit from different sides, different angles. And I also keep it low enough so that I can do exercises and training on my knees. So if you're from one of the traditional Japanese styles that uses shiko, or knee walking, that's important. You want to keep that in consideration. So that's pretty much it. These are the training tools that we use, and these are the tools that we're going to be that I'm going to be demonstrating and teaching in the module Undo.